good morning to you on this beautiful Wednesday morning. It is quite sunny out there. There's a bit of like clouds come in and then they go out. But I'm so glad the weather has warmed up a little bit more now, and the weekend was quite nice. The weekend was quite nice and sunny. So today I'm so excited. I got so much things to tell you, and where did I put that one? I'll go and grab it in a minute. So first of all, we are adding an extra live this month. So on Thursday afternoons at 6 p.m. UK time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern time in America, we're going to be doing another live. I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it would be nice to do an afternoon one. But in the morning, like, you know, you get up and you get ready and it's like always like, what time is it? What time is it? But in the afternoon, I think it will be like maybe a bit more relaxed. So there's going to be an extra live on Thursday afternoons. So that's the first one I wanted to announce for you today. We're doing a beautiful bracelets today. I love this stitch. It gives you such a beautiful structure. Let me just zoom in there. And so easy to do. I will show you. So easy to do. Very, very sparkly. But I'm going to turn you down and I'm going to show it to you on the mat, because I think I just love them. I couldn't keep myself, so I put together 12 colorways for you, which I'm going to show you just in a second on the website as well. But let's get making, because I got so much to tell you, so much to go through. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do quickly, I'm going to turn you down and show you the samples in sort of real life at the same time. So I'm going to pop over to the website and tell you the color names. My cold is gone, but my voice keeps sort of sometime buckling, so please do bear with me today. But we're gonna be good. So we got 12 different colors. I love these. I love working with crystals, and they're just so sparkly. And I love patterns where you, let me just bring you up a little bit, where it's very sort of symmetrical, or give you geometrical shapes. Like look at this one where I'm just going to bring this up, just going to focus on it. So all around is exactly the same, but it's just so sparkly. I really do love it. And with the magnetic glass, it's so easy to put on and to take off. You can make them up in any colors. Right, okay, so by now you know the drill. What you need to do, you're going to go on totallybeads.co.uk, and let me just share my screen. Here we go. Let me go back to the main page. Here we go. I need to tell you about the anniversary bundles, because I think that there's a last few. It's finishing today. So if you do want to get any of these, and I picked these, I put these bundles together myself, and I was there for ages, like putting the colors in and taking them out and putting back in. I have got one. I brought one home, and I will go and grab it at the end so I can show it to you. But do grab a bundle, because they are $19.99. There is all the different sizes of crystals and the pearls what I could have think of to put in there, so you could do any sort of pattern what we've done over the last year or last years really. You just need to grab some seed beads to go with it, and you could be off. So do have a look at that one. Right, okay, so learn to make jewelry making, and then we're going to go into video tutorials. I'm going to scroll down, and here is crystal Bicone Bangle bracelets. I'm going to scroll down. So we have got 12 different colors. Now they got 10% off today. Each one of the kits has got 3 strands of the crystals, or 3 bags of the crystals. Some of them comes in bags. Seed beads, the clasp. If you need needle and thread, you can add that as an extra. Or if you need printed instructions, you can add that on an extra as well. But we have got so many different colors, so do have a look. You can actually mix the colors as well, because you can do sort of a stripy finish with this one. That looks really good too. Right, I'm gonna come back to my screen, and then there we go. Just saying morning. Good morning, Debbie, Rachel, Camille, Jan, Lisa, Trish. Mina is here, Carol, Camille, good morning. Right, okay, so I'm gonna choose these burgundy ones, sort of amethysty colors. I do love this. Let's zoom in a little bit more. There we go. And the seed beads. So all we're gonna start with is our crystals and seed beads. We need both of them out. It's a very easy pattern because you're either gonna be adding crystals or you're gonna be adding seed beads. I'm wondering why I can't see the hole on the needle. I need my glasses on. It makes a big difference when you got your glasses on. I keep forgetting wearing it. So silly. And then I'm wondering and like, oh yeah, that's why. I need glasses now. Right, so I just thread my needle. I'm going to leave the bobbin on because with this one we can continue and bead the other way as well. So I'm going to start with my bicones. So I'm going to pick up 6 bicones straight at the start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to slide these down and I'm going to come through the first one from my tail. Good morning, Edward. Judith here. Good morning, Carol. I'm going to come through the very first bead, just the very first bead. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to rub the tail end around my finger here so I can sort of suspend it here for you. Right, so I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead and then I'm going to go through bead number 2 and 3. And then I'm going to pick up another. Now it doesn't matter if you're going to travel clockwise or anti-clockwise, as long as you are traveling like that the same way all the way. Looks like I am frozen. Give you a second. Hopefully it will catch up. Good evening from Washington. Do let me know if you're back and you're good. Good morning, Karen. Angela. We have moved the satellite now because we got like satellite internet. All the other internet is really rubbish, so we should be good. Do let me know if you're good. Is it me or is it jumping? Angela is saying. Do let me know. Right, okay. I'm going to carry on and then if you need to I can repeat it. So I'm going to pick up another seed beads, go to another 2 crystals. So I got 2 seed beads on there already. I'm picking up a 3rd seed bead and going through the next 2 crystals, just the crystals. Right, so I have got my crystals and I got 3 seed beads on there. So I need to step up. I'm going to go into the first seed bead and I have added. And in this time I'm going to be adding the crystals. So I'm going to pick up 2 crystals. From this corner I'm going to jump to the next seed bead and go through the seed bead. And I'm going to turn. I'm going to pick up another 2 crystals. I'm going to jump from this seed bead to the next seed bead. And I'm going to pull tight. Just saying okay now, okay on YouTube. Right, and I'm going to pick up another 2 crystals. And I'm going to go into the back into the very first seed bead. So in this round I added my crystals. Just going to pull this nice and tight. So I'm going to step up. I'm going to come through the very first crystal and I'm going to be adding my seed beads in this round. There we go. So I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead, then I'm going to do the same what I did at the beginning. I'm going to go to 2 crystals. So I'm going to go down in these crystals and straight up the one after that. I'm not going to go through, let me zoom in a little bit more. I'm not going to go through the seed bead. I'm only going through the seed bead, which is sort of in between. I'm only going through the 2 crystals. I am back. Thank you. I don't know, like I get so worried about all this internet, and sometimes it's fine and sometimes it's not. I'm telling you, there are gremlins in the system. There must be. Right, okay, so picking up seed bead, going through another 2 crystals. Again, I'm not going through the seed bead underneath it. I'm just going through the 2 crystals. And finally, I'm picking up my last seed bead. And again, I'm gonna go through 2 crystals. Often, like with that one, I would finish the round. Often what I do at the same time, I jump into the seed bead as well at the end, because I need to step up anyway. So this way I just need to pull my thread through once. So I'm back. So I got, if you look at it from above, somewhat you can see 6 seed beads, because you got 1, 2, 3 on the top, and then you got sort of 3 which is a little bit further down. But I know this row I need to add crystals. So I'm picking up 2 crystals. I'm gonna just wanna do a couple of rows, and I'm gonna turn it sideways and show it to you that way as well. So 2 crystals. Now, one thing I can suggest, so if you, when you start, and if it's hard for you to hold on to it, what you can do is to grab, I got like a bamboo crochet hook here. You can insert this onto a crochet hook or something like that, because then it's easier to hold on to. Because when you start your beadwork, like there is only a few sort of little bits to hold on to, and because it's a tubular pattern, this one, you can insert into something just to start with. Let me just pull my thread down here, and there we go. So that could be very helpful when you're doing tubular patterns. So I'm still kind of sort of holding my thread quite tightish. I'm holding onto the end every single time I go, but now I got the crochet hook itself to hold on. So again, I did my all 3 sets of my crystals. I'm going to step up into the first crystal, pull this through. I'm picking up a seed bead. Now I'm going to turn it sideways so you can see. So I'm going to come down on that crystal, and I'm going straight up the crystal after that. So I'm missing that seed bead at the bottom. I'm picking up another seed bead, and again I'm going through 2 crystals. And you're going to be alternating, you'll be either adding crystals or adding the seed beads. Do let me know if there's any questions, so I can make sure I answer it for you. I'm just going to keep on going and round and round and round until you have got your desired length, or perhaps you're running out of thread, because we can continue through from the bobbin as well quite easily on this pattern. Just turn it around. So once you have got about a feet left, then we could go ahead and add the clasp on one end, and then you can come back and add more beads from the other side and add the clasp on the other end as well. So it's possible to have the whole bracelet with one continuous thread. Sometimes adding thread can be the kind of the hardest thing to do, because you finish the bracelet and you still got these tails to work off, or necklace, which can take you another sort of half an hour or an hour once you finished all your stitching. So I always try to do less thread joining as possible. So I always leave my bobbin on, because I can just wind more thread off of it and carry on. Now, one thing I would like to tell you, so if you are doing this round and round and round, and you're finding that your tension is very loose, I'm going to take that out for a second. So you find that your tension is very loose, then what you can do before you step up, or you go and add your seed beads in the next round, just kind of run around the crystals one more time. That can help you tightening it up. But if you're going to do that, if you're going to do the extra round around the crystals, then you need to do that every row, so you get a nice solid sort of bead work. So that's one way to kind of make it and stiffen up, because like I have got a very tight tension, so I would be more on the tighter side, and I need to be careful with some patterns to sort of bead loose, otherwise my bead can get sort of lopsided. But some people like loose beaders, so I think it's easier if you're a loose beader because you can always tighten it up, you can go around an extra time. But yeah, so that's one way. Anybody has a question, please put a question in front of the question so I know it is for me. Mina Singh, will this bracelet be chunky like Russian spiral? It's about, I would say, 11 millimeters in diameter, maybe not 10 to 12, I guess. Maybe a little bit bigger than 10. I do have a ruler. I haven't got a caliper. Probably you could only measure it with a caliper. Yeah, it's about 11 millimeter. Same as, very similar to the Russian spirals. Not too chunky. You could do it with smaller crystals as well. I think it would look really nice in tiny ones. But sometimes the smaller you go down in sizes, the longer it takes you to make that particular bracelet necklace. So 4 millimeter for me is sort of, it's not too chunky, but it's not too little, so it's still kind of big enough that you are progressing quite fast, and then it's still sort of small enough that it makes a very nice pattern. I'm just gonna go around again and up. So row by row, I'm going to be adding more and more to it, and we are forming our little sort of pattern, and we're forming sort of this little X's as we go around. Now, if you wanted to do a multicolor one, you could have like X's could be different colors of crystals as you go around, and they sort of spiral around as well. There's all sorts of different things you could do with these patterns. That's why I love something like this, as it's very easy. There's only a couple of steps to it. However, if you wanted to, you could, mix the colors. You could do all sorts of different things to spruce it up. We have got 12 different colors on the website today. They're all 10% off, so please do check out. I think there's a few birthday bundle left as well. And tomorrow we got an extra live at 6 p.m. That is hopefully if my internet will hold up. I'm really not sure what's going on with my internet. Right, so I'm going to show you how to add the clasp on this. So once you get to a length, now you could have we could have sat here and beaded all the way down. I'm just going to grab a magnetic clasp out of my box. I'm going to add this beautiful color on there. So once you have got enough length, or you perhaps only have got a feet thread left, then you're gonna need to add the clasp. Now, what I love about this is to add the clasp in a way that we somewhat cover up the loop. Come and focus on this. So it's quite a neat way to add it this way, because we don't really want to see the mechanics of how we put it together. We just want to see the bracelet is nice and sort of continuous. So once you get to the end, I finished with adding the 3 seed beads. What I am going to do, I'm just going to take my clasp and I'm going to go through a loop on the clasp. And what I really want to do is to sew this loop in between these 3 seed beads. So I'm going to pull this up nice and tight. And I'm going to go backwards and forwards in the seed beads. Now I'm going to make sure that I do all 3 of them. Put it nice and tight so the loop kind of pulled right end of the tube. And it doesn't really matter, there is no pattern to this as you go around. You're just going to be coming and going. I like to go through quite a few times, so I got a strong connection here. Just coming and going, and as you can see, because I'm pulling these somewhat together, I do have I do kind of close the end of there, sort of the seed beads are closer together. So I'm just coming through, maybe go through this time one more time, pull this up. And then I'm going to come out a seed bead. It doesn't matter. It can be any of the seed beads I'm going to be coming out. The next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick up 1 crystal. And as I'm coming out of this seed bead, I'm just going to go into the next seed bead, because what I want to do, I want to add a few beads at the top here just to cover up the loop on the clasp. And repeat that twice more. So 1, 2, so added a crystal there. Now the last thing I want to do here is I want to pull these crystals together. So I'm going to go into the crystal, I'm going to pick up a couple of seed beads and go into the next crystal. Pick up a couple of seed beads, go into the next crystal. Pick up a couple of seed beads, oops, go into the next crystal. There we go. Now I'm going to run around one more time of this very last row just so that I can tighten it up. There we go. And then all is left to do is to take the end into my beadwork. So I'm going to follow any thread path I have created. I'm just going to come down. Don't want a knot. So please go over a little knot. When you want to undo a knot, I always just sort of pop it down on my mat. I'm going to stick 1 needle into the knot from one side, from the left, or it doesn't matter, right, you can do first. And then stick the needle in from the other side as well. And then I can quite easily pull it apart, just like that. Because otherwise, if you're trying to unpick the knot with 1 needle, you always, well, not always, but sometimes you can end up tightening it rather than releasing it. So I would go around a couple of times following any thread path down here I have created, and I would do a 1 thread knot or a half inch knot to secure it. So when I had enough there, I'm going to go under my beads. So my aim here is I'm catching the thread path in between. I'm not trying to catch any of the beads, just thread path. And I'm going to pull as I'm pulling my thread through, you can see this loop is forming. I'm going to take my needle through that loop, and when I pull this tight, you can see there's a little knot forming there. And then I'm going to go through the next couple of beads and I can trim it off. And I know my thread is nice and secure and it's not going to come out, it's not going to go anywhere. And what's happening here? I looped around. There we go. Oops. There we go. My thread is playing up this morning. There we go. And then we just trim the end off and that's it. So now I could take more thread off my bobbin and continue beading that way. So do check out the website. There is 10 different colors, and let me just sort of bring them in. We are nice and close up with the camera. I really love the colors. Some of them I have chosen that the colors are kind of differ, giving you sort of a springy summery look, and some of them I chosen the colors where they are blending in. I love this crystal AB. I think just so sparkly. It doesn't really show up that well, but the seed beads are like sort of this pearly seal on white. They are really, really pretty. This one again, like it's really standing out. Just moving up, I want to show you all of them. The pink one, again, they seal on sort of seed beads, but they just look really beautiful. Like you would think they're crystals and they're like maybe they would be a little bit overpowering, but they're not overpowering at all. It's just really nice to have them as a pattern. I would definitely wear any of this bracelet anytime out, not just for a special occasion, because I think they're sparkly, but they're not too sparkly, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to show you all the different colors. Do check them out on the website. They got 10% off. Now, another thing what I need to tell you, which because this month is our birthday month, so we have been in business for 20 years. Can you believe that? I don't know where this 20 years gone, but it's gone. We're running an offer, so anybody who spends over £50, if you put free kit in your discount code, I'll check out, you do get be giving away little freebies, little free kits. Most of them are stitching kits. Kits I know the Tiffany necklace was in it, and loads of other ones. It's just a really sort of potluck which what color or what kit you get, but there is loads of them, and we're gonna be doing quite a few things throughout the month, so you do have to sort of watch out and keep an eye on the emails and keep an eye on the website. But we have got a few things in the bag. However, the offer will run through all the way the month. We still got a few of the anniversary packs left, which that will be finished, that will be gone. And we made this ellipsis sealed. I'm neither gonna confirm nor deny, but do keep coming up. Come on, this thing, coffee. I haven't got coffee. I got a bit of squash here. Instructions are included in the kit and emailed to you, and you can order a printed copy as well, separately. Okay, we were saying threading the needle is the hardest part. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I used to always like joke with my mum. I never used to understand, because she always used to get me to thread her needle when I was little, and I was like, you call yourself a teacher and you can't thread a needle, like, as a 8-10-year-old child. But now I understand. Now I understand why she couldn't thread the needle. So tomorrow, and I'm gonna bring the other camera in. So tomorrow back, we're gonna do the tulips. I have loved making these. So tomorrow afternoon, we are going to be doing these beautiful. How can I hold it? I'm just gonna take it out of that pot. We're gonna doing these beautiful tulips. There is 3 different colors on the website. So tomorrow at 6 p.m. UK time, we will be doing the tulips. There's quite a few techniques with this one, so probably will be the full hour for this one. I really do love making these up. I also got some other bits of pieces, flowers coming up as well in the following weeks. So tomorrow at 6 p.m. we are doing the tulips. There is the free kit giveaway on the website. Do check that one out. We got a few of the bundles left, the birthday bundle left from this weekend. Do check that one out as well. There's just so much going on. Right, my lovies, I hope you enjoyed today. and I'm just gonna all these sparklies, like sometimes things like this I would just want to put down and look at them because they're so nice, and it's such a lovely enjoyable pattern to make. And I actually have to say thank you for Alison and Brenda to helping me to make all of these samples. Right, I am gonna be going. I'm in the Bead Club today. We are doing a crystal flower bracelet, crystal flower jewelry, because it doesn't just have to be a bracelet. This is what we're doing with Bead Club today. And I'll see you back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. and we're gonna be doing these beautiful tulips. They're just so lovely. My neighbor popped over the other day and she was like, "They're made of beads?" I was like, "Yeah." Said, "But they look so realistic." And I said, "Yeah." That's the whole point. You sort of with a wire, you make them with beads. She couldn't believe like you can make flowers with beads. But anyhow, everybody have a beautiful day, and I'll see you very, very soon. I'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Bye bye bye.